When it comes to luxury watches, Rolex isn't just a brand, it's a legacy. From boardrooms to red carpets, these timepieces symbolize prestige, precision, and smart investing. But beyond their iconic status, certain Rolex models have skyrocketed in value, making them prime investment opportunities for collectors and savvy buyers alike. Want to know which Rolex watches are worth your investment in 2025? Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the luxury watch game, we've got you covered. Here are 7 Rolex timepieces that could make your next investment truly timeless. First up at number 7, we take a look at an often overlooked segment of Rolex investing, Rolex watches for women. While men's Rolex models often dominate investment discussions, women's Rolex watches have shown impressive appreciation in recent years. With the increasing demand for luxury timepieces among female collectors and investors, certain models have become highly profitable assets in the secondary market. Over the past 5 years, women's Rolex models have achieved an average return on investment of 50%, with vintage and discontinued references seeing even higher gains. The Lady Datejust and Pearlmaster have seen steady value growth, particularly in two-toned and diamond set editions. Prices for some vintage models have doubled in a decade, making them attractive investment choices. In 2024, market prices for women's Rolex watches ranged from $5,000 to over $40,000, depending on material, condition, and rarity. With a rising demand and Rolex's controlled supply, analysts predict a 5 to 12% price increase in 2025. As more women enter the luxury market, women's Rolex models will continue to gain traction as profitable investments. Next, at number 6, we analyze a Rolex model known for its affordability and rising popularity, the Rolex Air-King. The Rolex Air-King is one of the most underrated yet promising investment watches in the Rolex lineup. Originally introduced in the 1940s as a tribute to British Royal Air Force pilots, the Air-King has maintained its status as a classic aviation watch while evolving into a highly collectible timepiece in recent years. Over the past 5 years, the Air-King has achieved an average return on investment of 50%, with modern and vintage references gaining stronger investor attention. The Air-King, known for its distinctive 40mm case and bold numerals, has seen a 30% price increase since its discontinuation in 2022, making it a highly sought-after piece. Vintage Air-King models remain affordable entry points into Rolex investing, steadily appreciating in value. In 2024, prices for the Air-King range from $6,000 to $12,000, depending on reference and condition. With Rolex's limited production strategy and the model's growing recognition, experts forecast a 5 to 10% price increase in 2025. As a low-risk, high-reward investment, the Air-King is an excellent choice for those looking to enter the Rolex market. Coming up next at number 5, we explore a Rolex model that is often overlooked, but holds significant potential, Rolex Sea-Dweller. The Rolex Sea-Dweller is often overshadowed by the more famous Submariner, but serious collectors and investors recognize its immense value potential. The Sea-Dweller features greater water resistance, a helium escape valve, and a robust build, making it a superior tool watch that also serves as a strong investment asset. Over the past 5 years, the Sea-Dweller has delivered an average return on investment of 65%, with certain vintage references like the Double Red and Great White seeing triple-digit growth. In 2024, Sea-Dweller prices range from $12,000 to $25,000, with rare vintage models fetching much higher. With limited production numbers and growing collector interest, market projections indicate an 8 to 12% price increase in 2025. As more investors recognize its unique place in Rolex history, the Sea-Dweller is poised for continued long-term appreciation. At number 4, we examine an elite Rolex timepiece that has long been a symbol of power and prestige, the Rolex Day-Date. The Rolex Day-Date, often called the President's Watch, is one of the most prestigious Rolex models worn by world leaders, CEOs, and elite collectors. Introduced in 1956, it was the first wristwatch to feature both full day of the week and the date, making it a symbol of status, wealth, and refinement. Over the past 5 years, the Day-Date has delivered an average return on investment of 70%, with rare vintage models and platinum editions appreciating even faster. The Day-Date 40 in yellow gold and the Platinum Day-Date are among the best performing references, with values rising over 10% annually. In 2024, prices range from $30,000 to over $100,000, depending upon materials and configurations. With Rolex's strict control over production, limited supply ensures continued appreciation, with analysts predicting a 10 to 15% price increase in 2025. As a watch that represents success and legacy, the Rolex Day-Date remains a powerful investment choice. Coming up next at number 3, we explore a historical Rolex model that has seen a surprising surge in value, Rolex Oyster Perpetual. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual is seen as an entry-level Rolex, but recent trends have elevated its investment potential. Known for its timeless design, precision, and durability, this model has gained significant traction, particularly due to the popularity of vibrant dial colors such as coral red and turquoise blue. Over the past 5 years, the Oyster Perpetual has delivered an average return on investment of 55%, with certain models appreciating over 80%. The Oyster Perpetual 41mm in Tiffany blue has been one of the fastest rising models, with prices skyrocketing beyond $25,000 on the secondary market, despite a retail price of around $6,000. In 2024, market prices range from $7,000 to $30,000, depending on size, dial color, and availability. With Rolex limiting the production of certain dial colors and increasing retail prices, experts predict a 3 to 8% price increase in 2025. As a result, the Oyster Perpetual has solidified its place as a strong investment choice. At number 2, we explore a model with an even more impressive investment trajectory, Rolex GMT-Master and GMT-Master II. The Rolex GMT-Master and GMT-Master II are among the most sought-after Rolex models. Originally designed for Pan Am pilots in the 1950s, their dual time zone function, combined with their historical significance and limited availability, has made them a favorite among investors and collectors. Over the past 5 years, the GMT-Master series has delivered an average return on investment of 80%, outperforming many other Rolex models. The Pepsi and Batman bezels have seen some of the highest appreciation rates, with values doubling in a decade. In 2024, prices range from $14,000 to $113,000, depending on the reference and condition. With demand for iconic bezel variations and Rolex's controlled supply, market experts project a 10 to 15% price increase in 2025. Whether as a collector's piece or an investment asset, the GMT-Master continues to be a top-tier watch for long-term appreciation. And finally, we come to the number 1 Rolex model you can invest in. It's none other than the iconic Rolex Submariner. The Rolex Submariner, famous for its connection to James Bond, is a cornerstone of luxury watch investments, which has consistently delivered strong returns. Over the past 5 years, Submariner models have shown an average return on investment of 60%, with some rare editions appreciating over 100% in a decade. The Submariner Date and No Date Submariner have demonstrated annual value increases of 8 to 12%, making them some of the most profitable Rolex models to own. In 2024, market prices range from $12,000 to $17,000, depending on the reference and condition. Beyond its investment potential, the Submariner's timeless design, durability, and cultural significance make it an essential piece for collectors. It has long been a favorite watch among collectors and enthusiasts due to the perfect balance of its sporty design and elegance. Whether purchased as a personal timepiece or a strategic investment, it remains one of the safest bets in the watch market. Despite its incredibly high price, demand for the Submariner continues to be strong both in the new and secondary markets. With Rolex's history of annual retail price hikes and limited production, analysts predict a 5 to 10% price increase in 2025, further solidifying the Submariner's status as a blue-chip investment. Rolex remains one of the most profitable luxury watch investments, with rising values driven by high demand and limited supply. Whether you prefer the iconic look of the Submariner the dual time zone functionality of the GMT-Master II, or the timeless elegance of the Rolex Day-Date. The key is understanding market trends, model rarity, and collector appeal of each watch. As the luxury watch market grows, securing a Rolex now could be a smart financial move. Which Rolex model would you invest in? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe for more luxury watch insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.